Yo, what's up? Hello, hello, hello. It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you with another episode, people, of what we call the Redirect Regroup Refocus Podcast. Here, people, where we do real coaching in real time. You know, man, I've been doing such a great job of just trying to keep all this together, man. I'm just real blessed to have you all join me for the start of 2023. Again, we are in our second episode of the year, and people, we're just gonna continue this culture thing, man. We're gonna continue to let it keep rolling, let it keep moving. It is very imperative that I continue to show people the value of what I do and how it can greatly affect people in a positive way. So today's episode is nothing short of that, people. So y'all know how I roll, man. We go ahead. Oh, let me put the banner up here because I gotta let y'all know what it is. Boom, the Redirect Group Refocus Podcast, where we do real coaching in real time. There it is. So y'all see it flowing across the screen there. But yes, without further ado, people, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this man on real quick. He is he's somebody that I've known, that you all have known too. But I just want him to come on real quick and introduce himself. Then we're gonna dive right into the session here. Boom.
What's
What's
up?
going
What's
on,
up?
man?
It's all
I,
good. It's all good, man.
that's what's up. So Ron, introduce yourself to the people, man. Let them know what you do so we can have a little backstory, and then we'll go right into the session here, bro.
Okay. Like you want me to introduce myself as who I am overall?
Yeah, just be who you are. Yeah, let the people know who you are. Relate to the people real quick. Let them know that you just like that, man. You're a normal guy, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I'm my name is Ron. I'm a father. I'm
Mm-hmm.
a former husband. I'm a I I'm a iron worker. Uh
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually a foreman, boss. I am a podcaster
Mm-hmm.
of the VNO podcast. VNO what you know. We ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
There you go.
Yeah, and I'm a lover of God.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay. Hey, man, that's cool, man. Hey, what's
Yeah,
good is just enough for the people out here. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So okay, like we talked a little bit before this, you know what I mean? I said I go through the same process with everybody. Nothing changes,
mhm,
you know what I mean? This is just how we roll. This is what we do.
yeah,
And so I'm gonna ask you again, so this way the viewers can hear it. But I heard it. So I'm gonna ask you so they can really grasp on what it is you're trying to get out of today. So what is it that you are trying to get out of today's session, sir?
I'm trying to get a perspective on maybe what I'm doing to where I don't have peace, and mainly peace from people at times.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get away from people, man. I said, and I'm not saying this to be uh arrogant, but I think I'm like crack, man,
Mm-hmm.
where people want me
Mm-hmm.
and that's cool, man. I love it. People like, dude,
Okay.
I'm loved, and I thank God that I'm loved, man.
Yeah.
But people love you to death, man. Like it's overwhelming at times.
Okay.
Uh to be loved. Sometimes it'll take you away from your purpose. And then when you do try to like pull back or remove yourself so that you can
Mm-hmm.
uh, give more of yourself, people get upset and they make it so like they interrupt your peace. You know what I mean? They get mad at you. I've had to answer plenty of questions. You've witnessed it actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't, I guess I'll kind of bring it public. You know what I mean? Uh, I'll just say a friend. We have
Mm-hmm.
a mutual friend that you witnessed it with, and it wasn't the first time. Hopefully, well, it wasn't the first time. It wasn't the last time. But if you recall, we had a friend that you know where there were times where I had nothing to give,
Mm-hmm.
and that friend became very upset with me to the point of abusive. Now it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't always happen like that. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And it doesn't always happen like that, but it feels like it happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, man, I guess like I said, when I say I'm like crack, that's not necessarily a good thing because when people don't get crack, they get upset.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand, man. I like myself, man, and I want to spend more time with myself, but I sacrifice spending time with myself
Mm.
at times to give myself to other people.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this question, man. You said you feel like you crack to other people. So you that just means you being pulled by everybody in so many different directions, right?
Yeah, being pulled by people, not necessarily pulled by people, man. People they want you around, and I understand, man, because dude, I do rain love down. Like I give love, man, and that's what because I don't know how to I don't do well at giving hate. How about that?
Okay.
Every human has a capacity to give hate. I don't do good at it. And so I understand, man. I'm gonna feel good. You know what I mean? Like that's cool, man, and I'm gonna continue to be that. But
Mhm.
people just get very upset when they can't always have what they want. And I mean, and sometimes, man, like even and you've
Mhm.
been there, so that's why I'm explaining this situation through the situation that you know about, because maybe
Mhm.
you can help me better. So you do know what situation I'm talking about.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, okay. And that person, they it's like, bro, I had nothing left to give. Like a lot of people don't live the life I live. I was just sitting there thinking about it, man.
And what's the life that you live?
I said I'm a boss at work. A lot of people just get to go to work and they just get to work and they don't get pulled in directions. They don't get and really it's your heart and your mind getting pulled on. I can't help that. I'm at work. I'm the boss. So like if people got questions, it's been times, man, where I think I counted in a day, man, like a work day, starting at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
Maybe
Mhm.
somebody called off.
Mhm.
I got somebody new on the job. I'm trying to park. I'm trying to just get a little bit of peace before work. They want to know, hey, where's the parking at around this job site? Uh,
Okay.
then I get to work. Things go wrong like they usually do. You know what I mean? Things go
Mhm.
right, but people don't call you when things go right. They call you when things go wrong.
Yeah. True.
Understandable.
True.
And they want to know, well, what's the answer for this? And then
Mhm.
after all that pulling, you realize you haven't really had a moment to yourself. And then so I get in my car after work, and then starts
Mhm.
personal time, and the phone is ringing off the hook. You know what I mean? People want a little piece of you. I want a piece of myself, but
But
I'm
what
not
have you
able.
done? This is what I'm gonna ask you. Have you
Mhm.
done anything to limit the time with people?
I've tried to put my phone on do not disturb, and then a lot of times people will uh, break through that. Uh, a lot of it is, you know, somewhat because of me, I guess you could say. Uh,
Mhm.
I do realize that I never want to miss the phone call where I want to help people.
Mhm.
And I never want to miss the phone call where it's like, "Hey, man, I'm out here on the side of the road and I need you." You know what I mean? I can miss the phone call where people like, "Hey, man, how you doing? You okay?" Like, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
If I was in the world and it was like two other people and I didn't see
Mhm.
them for an extended period of time, I would be okay. I would
Okay.
be, yeah.
Because what it sounds like to me is that when you're going through, and once again, this is all based off the answers that you've given me.
Mhm.
You already said that it is on you. So that's what we
Yeah,
going
to a
that's the
certain yeah,
number
to a
that's the
certain
number one
extent.
thing we're
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah.
It's on you, but um there are a lot of times, man, it's about the mindset and that attitude towards it. Let me tell
Mhm.
you something, man. It's been times when I missed phone calls where people needed me to pick them up from somewhere to do something
Mhm.
and whatnot, and
Mhm.
I can't feel bad because I missed that call. If I missed it, I missed it. If I can't help, I can't help.
And
I have a heart
yeah.
to where I have a heart to where I want to give and help people too. But a lot of times, to be realistic and for my own peace, I can't be everywhere to help everybody.
Yeah,
But see,
and
people
so
know that because I'm vocal about that too. I tell
yeah.
that to people. If
Yeah.
you don't say that to people
Yeah.
and people just see you popping up everywhere, they're going
Yeah.
to assume that you are available because you're
Right.
that guy. If you
Yeah.
don't vocalize it, if you don't
Yeah.
say it to people, people will continue to pull at you because you
Yeah.
are being because whether you how you say it or whether you don't say it, you are being pulled in different directions by people when you're
Yeah.
at
You
work
saw it,
and
right?
when
You
you're
did
outside
see
of.
it.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it all the time in what you do. The thing
Yeah.
is, I feel that a lot of times though, you have to learn some type of limit, man. You got people, us as people, we have to learn how to say no. I say no to people all the time. I say no to
Yeah.
people all the time, dog.
Yeah.
I don't pick up. It's times when I don't pick up my phone when I don't want to because
Mm.
I'm choosing to do something else.
Yeah,
Now it just so happens the people I'm talking to now is just a lot of people I'm working with and doing stuff with. So if I'm
yeah,
calling, it's not just to shoot, it's not just to rap with you, it's not just do that. I'm trying to
yeah,
see how certain things went with certain situations or dynamics.
yeah,
So I have a plan because I have to wrap it around my life too. I have to see how that's gonna fit. So a lot of
absolutely.
times when I call people now, it's so that I can get things regulated and done
Yeah,
and formatted to fit my life. But
I do.
mhm,
I do realize that
mhm.
uh, I guess there's an internal battle, and
And what's the internal battle?
the internal battle is uh I don't want to hurt people. Like I said, I don't do well at it's the feeling that I get
So
that
you
I'm
feel that
fighting.
if you don't answer the call of help, because that's what it kind of seems like. It feels like if you don't answer the call to help, you'll feel like that you could have made an impact. And because you
No, it's
didn't
the
make that impact or weren't
no, no,
available to
no, no,
do it.
that's not it at
Okay, because
all.
that's what it
It's
sounds
the
like.
no, it's the feeling that
Give me
I
some more
get.
clarity.
It's the feeling that I get when people do get upset. Like you said, I just have to. You said I explain to them, and I
Mhm.
make sure I it's not my fault. That's a hard that's a hard battle at times with me. To
Hmm.
You can say it. I can say that. I can
Interesting.
say, "Hey, it's not my fault." You know what I mean? I can say, "Hey, man, look, I can't, especially at this time in my life, it's hard for me to be there for other people. I'm trying. I'm not even there for myself. You chipping away at something it ain't nothing left. Ain't no rock. You just
Mhm.
chip." And and then they'll guilt me, you know what I mean? Certain people will guilt me. And even those that don't guilt me, I get this energy where
Okay.
it's cool, they want to give me an energy back. They want to teach me a lesson per se. And I'm trying to let them
Okay.
know I'm not doing this to be mean to you. Literally. I mean, when you saw it with that situation, I was letting him know, bro, there's nothing to chip away at. The glass is empty. You
Because I
squeeze
get
it,
that, and I get that one situation, but we
but it's
receive,
not
we
it's
gotta,
not just that situation isn't isolated. I'm saying it's a
okay.
a lot of situations like that. They are very, very, very similar. And so that's why I say I'm not being it's almost like that person
Okay.
needed me so bad and I wanted to be there, but like I was letting that person know, bro, there's nothing left at the end of after I've
Uh-huh.
gone through my day. A lot of times there's nothing
Mhm.
left, to the point where as I'm explaining to that person, and the person will hang up on me, or just and this is where the
Mhm.
peace aspect comes in. Now you're interrupting my peace because you're mad at me about something that I doggone near don't have control over. I have nothing to give.
So I want to know
And
this, man,
yeah.
because there has to be a reason. There's always a reason. The thing is, why do you believe that people get upset when you can't be there?
Maybe because I've been there. I don't know how to leverage my love. I don't, and so
Okay.
I don't know how to leverage a lot of people, and
Explain
I
that for people who are
understand,
listening. Leverage your love.
huh?
Explain
I
that for
don't know
people on the other end listening.
when I give you me, I give you all of me, and I have to
Mhm.
learn how to not give all of me. But that's and even now, like my stomach jumps when I think about not giving all of me, giving all of myself into, or all of my energy into to the things that I do. And so like when you if you are, I don't even want to say a good person, man, because I don't look at myself like, oh, I'm this great person. It's just I
Mhm.
love on people, man.
Mhm.
Like I feel the human being should be loved on.
Mhm.
But I think it's I'm not just blaming them. I think it's very human that when you get something good, we're never satisfied. We want more.
Mhm.
We never,
True.
so like when you're good to people, they want a little bit more. But you don't
Mhm.
understand. I didn't leverage it when I gave it to you. I gave it all to you.
Mhm.
I'm giving it all to them. I'm giving it all to that person. And so I
Mhm.
give it all to my job. You know what I mean? Whereas a lot of people don't do a little extra. I do a little extra. You know what I mean? Which has helped
Mhm.
me work my way up. But then
Mhm.
some days, man, you tapped.
Can you go any higher with your job?
Yeah.
Do you desire to go any higher with your job?
Uh Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Not
so
at the
and I'm asking this to put it into perspective. So what's the next level up to your job?
superintendent.
Okay, superintendent. And
Mhm.
superintendent requires more responsibility, right?
Uh, a different responsibility.
Okay, a different responsibility. Do you feel as if you can handle being a superintendent?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what it'll do is, will it be more? Do you believe it'll be more stress or less stress than the job you currently work now? The title you have
For
now.
somebody like me, it would be less stress for me.
Okay, gotcha.
And I say for me is
Mhm.
because I wouldn't necessarily have to be present per se.
Got you. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I would say the first thing is, man, you said you do a little extra. The thing is, man, I understand you trying to go somewhere, which is a lot of people that's in this world. You know, we all trying to go somewhere, but a lot of times that little extra is not necessary.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not because I'm saying this because I know how you talk to me too. So the
Mhm.
thing is, I know that you'll hit me with the flip side of that and say sometimes it is necessary. I get that it is necessary, but for you
Yeah.
in your current situation
Yeah.
and for everything that you're experiencing doing, you need to learn how to not give the extra. You need to
Yeah.
learn how to not do the extra. I don't care
Yeah.
if it's necessary for other people. The
Yeah.
thing is, it's not necessary for you.
Right.
You have to
Uh,
learn how to kind of have that boundary. Everybody has a ceiling, but for
yeah.
some reason, you like to peek your head over that ceiling
Yeah.
and do a little extra. You might leave a remnants to let people know that you was there. It's kind of like us leaving the flag on the moon, right? To let
Yeah.
people know we was there. You might leave a little wrench up there and say, you know what, Ryan Reed was here,
Yeah.
baby. All right, I'm going back
Yeah.
down. You left
Yeah.
your mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. Yeah, you're right. And I've learned a little bit of it, but then,
Mhm.
there starts it's some people, man, they'll never be satisfied, and I think I'm trying to at times appease people, but you can't appease everybody. I do
Mm.
understand that. So you give a little bit extra, hoping that don't you see that I gave you a little extra? But
Mhm.
9 times out of 10, man, people don't really they not gonna see it. And I
Well,
hate to
people will
that
see it.
sounds so negative, but it is like it's special people that
Mhm.
do realize that, man, he's giving above and beyond. He's
Mhm.
squeezing himself, dry,
Mhm.
you know. But a lot of
People
people don't.
will people will recognize what you can give them. But the thing is, though, when you go see the above and beyond is the expectation that we expect people to see. It's
Mhm.
indirectly the expectation that we expect people to see.
Yeah,
But because it's interesting because you said you already know that people aren't normally going to recognize the above and beyond.
yeah,
So the question I have is then why do it?
because
Ask the question.
I'm trying to get them off my back. So I do so like
Hmm.
so on the job I'm on now.
Hmm.
Somebody calling right now. Hold on. I'm sorry. On the
No, you
job I'm
good.
on now. Uh it all rolls downhill. I'm the foreman, and what's going to happen? Okay, so this is the scenario. We're working on the CTA.
Hmm.
Flaggers don't get to the CTA tracks until 9:45 ish. We start at 7, so it's like, whoa, we kind of wasting like 2.5 hours of the company money,
Hmm.
and not just wasting it all. We everybody feels pressure on construction when you're just standing around. Most people would tell
Hmm.
you, like, working construction, you're just standing around. Somebody got something to say,
Hmm.
or whatever. And
Hmm.
there lies my internal battle. Is you got something to say, you interrupted my piece. I didn't say nothing to you, but
Okay.
somebody's gonna have something to say. So I made a suggestion. Let's start at 8 o'clock.
Hmm.
Uh, Starting at 8 o'clock means that we have to leave a little bit later. There's nothing wrong
Hmm.
with starting a little bit later. It's the leaving a little bit later part,
Hmm.
which, uh, and in the end, I did that because I try to take a little bit of the pressure off. Because in the end, when they start trying to throw around blame because money, and hey man, I did what I can. I even mentioned starting at 8 o'clock. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? To kind of alleviate some of us standing around now because we don't have 2 hours every day to do something. We don't have 2 hours worth of work to do something.
Okay.
We generally can't work until the flaggers get on the tracks.
Okay. And
So
most people will say, man, that that's just a part of the job, you know, because if that's what most people say, whenever you be a foreman, I see it on my job all the time, dog. I tell my foremans all the time, hey, man, you want me to do this? You want me to carry this? You make the decision because that's what they pay you for. They pay you to make the decision.
exactly,
They don't pay you to be a follower. You got that
exactly.
job to be a leader, bro.
But if you think about it, that's above and beyond, because
Hmm.
nobody mentioned I'm working alongside another
Hmm.
company. They actually kind of subcontracted us. They have a
Okay.
superintendent. So they're kind of like they're running the job, I'm running the men.
Hmm.
And so that's me a little bit gut. I think the question initially was why go above and beyond? Go
Hmm.
above and beyond because a lot of times I'm trying to preserve a little bit of peace at the end. And I'm trying to preserve peace for the day too, or for the week, whatever it
Well, don't
is.
seem like that's working too much. Like it
Right?
works a little bit, but it don't
Right?
seem like it's working because then if it's
Right?
not working, you can switch something up,
And
you know?
there lies, but I mean it's still you still get that you still get that flack from people, but I'm trying to take a little bit of the flack back. I'm trying to hopefully they see, that's one less thing they could blame me for.
I'm gonna tell
I
you
didn't
something,
waste.
man.
Yeah.
As a boss, I'm gonna tell you what bosses do all the time. Bosses know when they're not the ones in charge of the low level work, they know it's not on them. They know that. They
Yeah.
know that it's because of the people that was below them that messed up. They'll hear it
Ah,
from wait, hold on, because they'll hear because I tell you exactly what my boss told me. My boss told me I get heat from upstairs, right?
yeah.
And when I get heat from upstairs, that's not necessarily saying that it falls on me. It
Yeah.
falls on the people, it falls on the workers like us to
Yeah.
fix something for them. So then that means they don't have to get the heat from upstairs.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So the thing
Yeah,
is,
but fire the coach. Whenever people always fire the coach. You could because you
but
it's
it's
the
up to
people under you. But in the end, I'm taking
mhm.
accountability too because it's like the people under me, I cannot blame them. I'm supposed to be over them. I need to motivate them or do whatever I got to do for the people underneath me to get it. And if I can't do that, then that's a part of my job.
And you know what? So that's spoken like a leader. The things that I'm speaking of, that's what you hold internally. You don't speak that out. What you this is how you maintain your peace, sir. Let me help you out with this.
Yeah.
When you understand that when you understand that there's always somebody above you that's going to give you that flag. Sometimes you
Hmm.
have to put pressure on the people below you.
Hmm.
You have to.
Yeah, you
How
got
else?
to.
Because if you don't apply pressure to them, that means you'll always be trying to appease them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yes.
You'll always
Yes.
be trying to appease them.
Yes.
Now, maybe the best situation wasn't to start at 7, no 8. Maybe you needed to keep starting at 7 or maybe 6:30.
Hmm.
Because what you're doing is the earlier you start the work, the more you apply the pressure to the people. And then
Hmm.
let's say you apply the pressure to people to get there early, it alleviates the stress of having to work over. So what people got to stay earlier. Then you
Yeah.
gauge it. See if the work
Yeah.
is actually getting done. See if people are
Yeah.
actually taking the time to do it.
Yeah.
You can't you don't have anything to gauge it off of. You don't know if it's
Yeah.
a right or
Yeah.
wrong decision yet. But
Yeah.
if at least if you make the decision and
Mhm,
just roll with the punches, you're
mhm.
doing two things. You taking care of the person that's above you because
Yeah.
they pay you to make that decision. And
Yeah.
then you're putting the pressure on the bottom and the low end of the people below you to say,
Mhm.
all right, since we started earlier,
Yeah.
let's see how much we can actually get done. And
Yeah.
then let's say, for instance, if they choose to blow off that hour and a half, an hour of time,
Mhm.
then this is when you come in and say, hey, y'all, we started here at 6:30. How
Yeah.
come ain't no wrenches turning? How come ain't no torches going? What's going
Yeah.
on? So now if we stay, you have to come in with the mentality of staying later. You
Yeah.
come in with that mentality of knowing
Yeah.
that because you are the boss. But
Right.
shock everybody else on the bottom. Say, hey, big dog, I know
Yeah.
y'all want to leave now, but we still got to get this done, player. Sorry.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I gotta be here, you gotta be here, big dog. It ain't
Yeah.
no, oh, go home, big boy. I take care of this for you real quick. Nah,
Yeah.
if I have to be here, you have to
Yeah.
be here. You
Yeah.
have to set those standards for people
Yeah.
because if you keep trying to appease people, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? What they'll
It's
do
no
ultimately,
appeasing.
it's no appeasing. There it
Yeah.
is, sir. There's no appeasing. You keep trying to run the endless race of trying to make people happy. You know what I
So
mean?
what would you have done in the situation that I spoke about since you saw the whole situation play out? There was
Mhm.
there was nothing that I could do to appease.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I'm an empty glass,
Yeah.
then it just played out like it played out like it played out. But
Yeah.
I
Sometimes
felt
you're supposed to separate.
but while it played out, I felt like I
Mhm.
was going crazy. While it played out, my peace was interrupted. While it played out, so I'm asking you, what would you have done?
What I would have done was I would have been vocal and expressed it. And if they didn't get it that first time, I would have said, look here, man, this is what I'm going through. This is what I'm dealing with. I think I have to back away for a little bit. My
Mhm.
thing is a lot of people feel that when they back away from other people, they feel as if it's like it's an issue or problem for that other person. No, it's
Yeah.
not. It can be, but you have to remember it's the only reason why it's a problem for that person is because they wanted your time.
Mhm.
That's the only reason why it's an issue for that person.
Yeah.
You have to get to a point, man, where you say, bump it. I know you want my time, but I still need my time, you know? So
Yeah.
if that means having to back away, like I told you, man, this sometimes I don't pick up my phone because I don't want to. But
Yeah.
but I also know this too, because of the person that I am and how I am. They understand that
Mm.
if Jeff ain't picking up his phone, he must be busy. Now, I'm putting this out there for everybody. I'm not trying to tell y'all how to play the game. I'm just letting y'all know how I am sometimes. So just because I made this statement, that doesn't mean that I'm not busy. But there
Yeah.
are times when I am not busy and I just don't feel like being bothered. And since the perception is that Jeff Relaford is always busy, it
Yeah.
works in my favor. So
Right.
now I can have an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, or a whole day because I might be tired and wiped out. I could be telling you the truth or not. People
You could
won't know
I mean,
because the
you
perception is
could
that I'm busy.
but you are busy. You're busy being by yourself. You're not being alone. We enjoy ourselves just like
Mhm.
other people enjoy us. So we are busy being by ourselves, and for
But in
some
your
reason
case, people don't understand that concept.
they don't.
Do you feel
They
what I'm saying? So see,
yeah, they
that's what
don't.
I'm saying. Because since I'm the type of person, I've established the atmosphere of Jeff I can't ever get a hold of Jeff. Oh, he always busy. And I always don't allot my time to certain things because I feel that all your time doesn't have to be given to everything. Show
Yeah,
people that you care, but you ain't
yeah,
always got to be in it. I choose not to be in it. So when I
yeah,
distance myself, people say that, oh, okay, he watching. Like we did the interview with Pharaoh on Dope Living. And when we did that interview, I named off some of the stuff Pharaoh was doing. He was like,
yeah,
"Oh yeah, you watching Big Dog?"
yeah,
Yes, I didn't have to be immersed in it to let him know what was going on, that I was paying attention.
yeah.
You know what I
I have a
mean?
hard time not immersing myself in people because I do love people. I do love them, and like I said, I don't know how to leverage my love. I was
Christ loved
out,
too, but did he immerse?
huh?
Christ loved too, but did he immerse?
You know, it's funny that you said that because I believe he did, and it's crazy because I think he went through some of the same things. I was actually reading the scripture. I pulled it up, and
Mhm.
it's when he told, I think it was Peter. I
Yeah, what
think
do
it
you
was
say to him?
Peter who, when he told him, he had to tell him, "Get behind me, Satan."
Mhm.
And it wasn't because Peter was like, if you look at it, I mean, you really have to think about it because Peter, he basically told him like, "Hey, man, I'm not gonna be around for long." You know, he was alluding to they about to take me out. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
these people's about to take me out, and Peter was like, "We don't want that to happen to you." And he said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." And it's like,
Mhm.
it's something to really think about because it's like, wait a second, big dog, he wants you around. And I understand. I mean, it took me a minute to get that wisdom to understand.
Mm.
And the wisdom is that, hey man, my purpose is over here. My purpose is to die. Now
Mhm.
I ain't saying that I'm look, that was his purpose. I'm talking about purpose in general. My purpose ain't to die. His
No,
purpose
I know
was
what
to
you mean.
die. Yeah, but this for the choir.
Mhm.
His purpose was to die because I don't want people to be like,
Uh-huh.
then you're gonna get more calls like, "Hey man, you already big dog. You talking about you gonna die?" I'm like, no,
No.
no, no, I'm good. Uh,
No, I feel you.
but his purpose, but it was his purpose, and a lot of times, man, you try to tell people your purpose,
Mhm.
and it's just humanity, man. Do I want to call it selfishness? I would like to call it selfishness, but there's selfishness in love also. I understand, man.
Okay.
But he's wise enough. You're going my phone again.
That's cool. We
Yeah.
can't even tell it on this end.
No, you can't. So I'm still. Hold on. I got to come back to you. I'm sorry.
Because I'll tell you this real quick. The
Yeah.
reason why I asked if he immersed, remember, you said you said you have a hard time with not being able to give 100% of you. This is the
or
deal.
leverage my
Christ,
love. Yeah,
or leverage your love. Let me tell you how Christ
100% of
leverages
love. Yeah,
100% of love. Let me tell you how Christ leveraged his love in that situation, or just leveraged his time in that.
yeah,
He said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." Once
yeah,
again, he separated the purpose from what Peter wanted.
yeah.
He said, so that's still, he can be immersed in trying to save the people, but the purpose was bigger than what Peter wanted him to stay here. Let me tell you
Right.
something, Ryan.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to realize that your peace is greater than what people want to pull out of you.
Yes.
Just having you to be around.
Yeah.
That's why we can make this situation relatable, because uh Christ still had to do what he had to do, but
Mm.
somebody wanted his time, space, and energy.
Yeah.
You still need your peace, Ryan, but
Yeah.
people want your time, space, and energy. So
Yeah.
sometimes you have to look people in the face and you have to say, "Get thee behind me, Satan."
Yeah.
Does that make you
Yeah.
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And I
You
do.
know?
It's the but again, going back to what I said initially, I'm trying to get over this internal battle. And
Mhm,
and I imagine that he probably felt it too. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll never overcome the feeling of what it feels like to tell somebody that
mhm,
these are not people that I hate that I'm talking about. These are people that I love that I'm talking about. These are people that I
uh-huh,
do want to be around that I'm talking about. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? These aren't, and that's the hardest part is that,
mhm.
I've rejected 3 phone calls since we've been
Which
on
is
this
completely normal, sir. I've
yeah,
rejected myself.
yeah, right, except I get a feeling with it, and I'm saying, like, so it's not
Mhm,
that's why I said initially, it's not them, it's like, it's me trying to get over this feeling of knowing that I
mm,
have to reject I have to reject it, I have to in Jesus' case, I have to die. You think I wanna you think I wanna die? You think I
mhm.
wanna not roll with y'all? And I'm sure he had an
Yeah,
internal battle telling somebody that he loved, Peter,
yeah,
upon this rock he
yeah,
built.
exactly, exactly.
He telling the person that he built the church upon, "Get behind me,
Mhm,
Satan, because you want me around." And it's like and I'm sure,
exactly.
man, there were feelings attached to that. And so really what I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the people.
Mhm.
I'm talking about the feelings that are attached to that people don't always understand, that I wish but they go how do they not understand it? How do they not understand that
Mm.
this is what I'm talking about. It's the don't you feel this? But I don't know, man. Sometimes people they plan it different. They
Well, you
plan
gotta
it
remember,
because uh
people feel based on their own individual experience.
yeah,
So the only way that you'll know if somebody has that feeling is if you're talking it out with them, or if they have a situation that was kind of similar to that feeling. You'll never
yeah,
know that, you know what I mean, unless you
yeah,
have that conversation with that person.
yeah,
So that's one thing right there you need not worry about. That
yeah,
part of people understanding, what you don't have to worry about if people really understand, because at the end of the day, only you need to, Christ did at the end of the day what he had to do.
yeah,
You have to do what you have to do.
yeah.
You
And I
know,
find
he
myself over explaining myself.
and there you go. And
Yeah,
you don't have to over explain that, dog. My
yeah,
thing is, it's people around you who already know that you have to do right.
yeah,
I mean, think about it. The people that call you all the time, when you think about your intermediate, your close group of people that call you all the time,
yeah,
it's a lot of us, myself
yeah,
included. You
yeah,
know, we don't call you all the time to just
yeah,
BS with you.
yeah,
You know, and
yeah,
then if we do call, what do? A lot of times we keep that stuff separate and we let you do you, because once again, you have expressed to us how busy you are and what the
yeah,
stuff that you have to take care of.
yeah,
And I'm not saying that everybody you come in contact is going to be that considerate, but the
yeah,
thing is, you got to remember, those are the phone calls that you don't pick up. Those are the
yeah,
phone calls that you don't have any feelings towards, because you already know some people are trying to get your time or
yeah,
just pocket that.
yeah,
Know when you have to deal with that particular
yeah,
situation or person,
yeah,
because as long as you keep living, dog, you got 40 more years of dealing with people, maybe 50, 60 more years of dealing with people. You know what I
mhm,
mean?
mhm.
That part of it ain't gonna change.
Yeah, I
That
feel you.
that part ain't going away from nowhere. So there has
Yeah,
to be even accepting and getting over that feeling. You have
yeah,
to be confident. The way you get over that feeling, this is just in my opinion, though.
yeah, yeah,
I feel that the way you get over that situation is being confident in your decision and knowing that you pushed that person off to the side, and it was okay for you to do that
yeah.
because you had to take care of you.
Yeah, I think I over explain because I'm trying, and man, you absolutely right, bro. I got to give it to you, man. I think I over explain at times because
Mhm.
I'm the devil's advocate. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
That's what it
I'm,
is.
and so like I'm explaining to myself too, like because I'm playing
Exactly.
devil's advocate. Uh, and the Bible says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You know what I mean?
It is.
And so like I have to learn how, and I am learning. I
Mhm.
believe I am learning, but in that aspect, man, when it comes to people, I'm learning to stand on. I believe in myself. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like
Definitely.
I believe in myself more now than I ever have, and
Mhm.
I think I'm stepping into that confidence. But now is I have to gain it with my decisions regarding people. You know what I mean? Regarding
Mhm.
like, "Hey, man, I can't talk right now." You know what I'm saying? And then I find myself explaining to them why I can't talk, and then they come back at me, "Well, you spend time with this person over here. I understand." And then I always get this,
Mhm.
"Man, you gotta start cutting people out of your life." Okay, so cut. Everybody's important. And
Yeah.
so and then I'm trying to explain to myself, dude, it's hard for me to put human beings in a hierarchy. So
Mhm.
that's hard for me on the inside. So I'm trying to explain to myself who do I cut? Again, I'm not talking about people that I hate.
Mhm.
It's easy to for me to click off bill collectors, like, look at the
Yeah.
phone, I feel nothing towards that.
Exactly.
You know?
Mhm.
But but, I feel towards this
Yeah.
person that I'm talking to that I'm explaining to, and while I'm explaining to them, like, man, I'm overwhelmed with people, and they don't know that I'm talking about you too, dog.
Mhm.
Let me off the phone, you know?
Exactly.
Let me go, please. I just need a moment to myself, and then when you get quiet, I was just
Mhm.
had one of these conversations over here. "Hey, man, you good? Yeah, I'm good. You ain't good. I know you ain't good. Yeah, man, I'm good. I don't even know how to explain. Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, man, just tell me why you ain't good, man. Man, it's a lot of things why I ain't good. Part of the reason is that, I'm talking to you, but you don't want to say that to them.
Well,
You
I
don't
want I
want
wanna
to,
ask you this. Why
yeah,
is it when you said part of the reason is that I'm talking to you because you said you give the love, right? Sometimes the
yeah,
love can suffice, you know what I mean? When
yeah,
somebody knows that they're giving out what God has in them already, they're okay with that. They're content with that. They don't feel like they're being spread out so thin. You know, they feel like they can easily adapt to it. Like me with coaching. I can do this because this is the gift that God instilled in me and I could give it.
yeah,
Do I
yeah,
get exhausted from it? Yes. But I don't normally push people away. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Because I'm giving this portion of it out. So the question I have for you is why do you feel that if the love is that is that if the love is what you feel is that's inside of you that you give to people,
Mhm,
okay? And if
mhm.
you're giving people that time and you feel like that's that expression of love, why is it that you can't talk to that person on the phone? Is it because are they draining from you? Is it an energy thing? Because there's some people who just dump on you and then you feel exhausted after you get done with the conversation. Is that it?
It's because, like, again, going back, I don't know how to leverage it, and so, like, when I'm talking to you, I'm giving you my attention, I'm giving you all that I have at the time, you know what I mean? And
Mhm,
so, a lot of times, man, and then once it's like, I don't know, you don't take a glass, man, and somebody say, "You gotta spread this glass across this one glass, every little piece of these cups need water." It's ordinary for people to just take, pour a little bit in here, pour a little bit in here, pour a little
mhm,
bit here. And so during that conversation, I might become exhausted with the conversation because I'm giving you all that I am. So I'm pouring all of that into that one glass,
mhm,
and when it's poured all out, you've been on the phone with me with
mhm,
that person I spoke about before. And then when
mhm,
I'm ready to be like, all right, man, I gotta go. You always gotta go. Man, can I leave without the comments? Like, and the thing is, again, it's internal because that comment
mhm.
just made me feel a certain kind of way. Like, hey man, can you just let me go without the extra?
You know
I
what
just
eases stuff like that?
what?
What eases stuff like that is when you have a response to it. Like it's people who joke around me all the time. Some they might be serious. I really don't care. But they'll be like,
Mhm.
"Ah, Jeff, you always busy. You always yeah, man, because I got work I got to do. You know, I'm out
Yeah,
here moving and shaking. That's my counteract to your
yeah,
sassiness
yeah,
or something that might seem unfavorable to me. Because
yeah,
the thing is, then when you go and you look at my social media, you look at what I've been actually doing. I have been moving and shaking out here.
yeah.
So there's no lies in what I'm telling. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I just gave you something to go check and validate for yourself, because they're gonna be like, man, this fool ain't up to what he been doing.
Yeah.
Oh man, he just did an interview. Okay, so he does have a podcast. Oh, he might be recording right now. Oh, okay. Well, he might have to go here and do this. Oh, okay. He does talk
Yeah.
about his wife and other stuff.
Yeah.
He might be doing something. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
maybe this man might be busy. Oh, he said he has a job.
Yeah.
He might be busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay to give people a response. The thing is, man, is how you react to it. Now, if you could go ahead, play it off and not let the emotion get to you, that's fine. That's why I can give a response like that back and say, hey, big dog, I'm moving and shaking. I'm sorry. I love you, though, but I got to go. And they're like, hey, my man. I'm like, peace out. And I'm out, you know? And then guess what? I get back and I talk to that same person maybe like a couple of days later and everything's fine.
Yeah. Everything will be fine. But again, it's internal, man. How do I get over that feeling of
you got to be comfortable, bro.
Yeah,
you got to learn how to be comfortable. You got to learn how to be comfortable with just saying no. Because the thing is, you can't, like you said yourself, man, you can't please everybody. You just can't do it. If
you told me
like,
what?
Huh?
I said, you told me what? I'm still trying to figure out the how. You know what I mean? You just
the how is internal, bro. Because
let
me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this. No, but I have to tell you this because this is the disconnect that a lot of people have, yo. This is the disconnect that everybody's looking for answers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And see, the thing is, bro, the answer is inside. And pretty much with what I wrote down and what you said, dog, you sat up here, you've given yourself the steps already. The only thing is you don't see it because it's your life and you live in it.
Yeah.
You have given yourself the steps to get, you have within about 45 minutes of the conversation, you gave yourself the how.
Yeah. The how?
I can roll this tape back. Yeah, you did.
I understand the what.
No, you gave yourself the how. Because you agree with what I was saying, with some of the points I was making. And that was the how, sir. See, the thing is, the how is, bro, when you learn how to be comfortable with, let me tell you something. Maybe I can get a little bit deeper and explain to you like this. When you learn how to become comfortable with the decisions that you make, you just have to make the decision. A lot of times with decisions that I make, I don't know how the outcome is going to look, but I'm comfortable with the decision that I made. So I have to deal with the outcome, whether it's going to be good or bad. 9 times out of 10, the decisions I make towards people aren't bad because I don't have any malice intent. So that means if I make a decision to back away, I'm okay with it. You have to know, I know at the end of the day that that's peace at the end of it. Ron, you have to know that there's peace, that you have to know the reason as to why you're doing it. If you're separating yourself from people because of peace, bro, go after the peace. That's your how, dog. That is your how. It's no secret sauce. It ain't no steps to acquire the how. I say it's internal because once you acquire the peace and you get to what you call peace, not what I call peace, not what anybody else call peace, what you call peace, you have to decipher that within and determine how that makes you feel and then move accordingly.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's more of an inner thing, because you've given yourself the answers. But once you do that, once you fulfill the answers, once you do the separation of people, start dealing with the feelings, you now have to cope and internalize that. People can't do that for you. You have to do that all on your own. So once you finally know how to sift through and internalize how you feel by having that deep conversation with yourself and only yourself, nobody else, yourself, then you'll understand how to process it and be more comfortable yourself. That's the how, bro.
It's to go, okay, so to go inside of myself, spend that time with myself so it's more no's coming. But when I say no, I need to go internal and because, bro, I've had some people, when I say peace, man, like when I've tried to separate myself or let them know, like, hey, man, I'm giving all that I know how to give. People get very angry.
But you have to be okay with them being angry.
No. It's not just angry. It's okay. Like I think I've become okay with them being angry. Especially certain people. But the problem is when they come after. Like, so I'm over here. So you removed yourself from where you were to come over here. And they do things like stand you up on Christmas, and they do things that, you know what I'm saying? Like I've told you like that I'm trying to giving all myself. Now you feel like you about to teach me a lesson. You know what I mean? Now you feel like because I didn't do what you wanted to do, even though I'm trying to tell you, man, I don't have nothing else to give to you. But then you start saying things like, well, I seen you. They make themselves angry because it's like, well, I seen you give your time to him. Well, that was in
Mhm.
the moment, man. You didn't see how much time I didn't give to that person. But then
Mhm.
they remove themselves. They got time. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They remove themselves. That's the problem, is they remove themselves from their own peace to go interrupt yours. And I feel like, and then so it's not like you could just ignore it. It's
Mhm.
not like you could, because you've literally, I mean, think about people, and I haven't gone this far, but think about people that, you've told somebody, you've upset somebody in your actions by
Mhm.
somewhat removing yourself. So
Mhm.
then they find something frivolous to bring a lawsuit about towards you. Now your piece is totally, your time is gone, your piece is interrupted. So it's not like a lot of people just be like, "Oh, just ignore him, big dog." No, man, you can't ignore a lawsuit.
Mhm.
You can't ignore somebody coming for you. And a lot of
Well,
times that,
out yeah, well, outside of a lawsuit, though, you know what I mean? Let's bring it back down.
that was
Outside of a
extreme, but I mean there
yeah,
are less extreme cases. And I'm
yeah,
saying people have done that to me. They have
and I
done, they feel like, because they feel like I've done something to them, so they
mhm.
feel like they need to do something to me, and there's no ignoring it. You
Well,
have
that part you can't ignore. That part you can't ignore. When you start talking about extreme cases like a lawsuit or something like that, me dealing with people, when you dealing with people's feelings, bro, sometimes
Mhm.
you have to let people's feelings just stand. Real talk. You
Yeah.
have to let people's feelings just stand. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be done in a rude way, an arrogant way, an obnoxious way. It just has to be, look, big dog, if you don't understand where I'm coming from, you just don't understand. I don't have to make you understand. I've tried to get you to understand. I've tried to get you to see it.
Mhm.
But you have to, you literally people have to be okay with other people just doing whatever they do. Like, for instance, I had a situation with my wife. She sat up here. I forget what I did wrong. I did something wrong. But she was like, damn it, Jeff. And I was like, ah, snap, here we go. So all right, she came in the room, and guess what she did? She told me what was desirable. Now, guess what
Mhm.
I could have did in that moment? We could have had an
What?
argument. We could have did A,
Yeah.
B, C, X, Y, and Z. We could have got
Yeah.
down. But we
Yeah.
didn't get down because I chose to listen to what she was saying, accept how she felt. That's the
Mhm.
big takeaway from this.
Mhm.
Accepting how she felt
Mhm.
and just leaving it there and being like, all right, so whatever. I just got to try to do better.
So I
Sometimes,
guess what I'm saying is I run into people. So imagine this. These are the people I run
mhm,
into. Because I
yeah,
accept how people feel. Okay, man. Like, I'll oblige you, and and
okay,
and not just oblige you. I'll
okay,
believe you, and I go
okay,
within and try to take accountability for what I've done. The part of that, trying to figure out, even if it ain't nothing. You know
yeah,
what I mean? I
yeah,
still at least analyze it. But
mhm,
now she walks in there. You let her know I know your feelings, and say you reading the book. Now she take the book and smack it out your hands. I run into those people
okay,
that, again, peace interrupted. So, like, words, okay, man. What I'm talking about is people that, like, now they're taking action towards you because they feel like you've done something to them, when it's like, man, I tried to tell you, like, I'm giving you
mhm,
all. And so now you're dealing with problems from people that feel like, AKA, somewhat to a certain extent, my divorce. You know what I
mhm,
mean? Now you just want to do stuff to me because you felt like I did something to you. I did nothing to you. I was myself. You wanted more, 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 or whatever you wanted. To a certain extent, I don't even know.
mhm. Well, the thing
Like,
is, though, you can't control what people's actions are going to be after they feel like you've done something to them.
I can't, but I can be traumatized from
Yes, you can be traumatized, but you can
them. So
also make a choice to deal with that you being
yeah,
traumatized as well, though, too.
yeah,
The thing is, though, see, I hear a lot of people talking about trauma, PTSD, and all this stuff.
yeah,
That's fine
yeah,
to talk about it, but
mhm,
what is the conversation on how to deal with it? That's the
yeah,
thing.
right,
What's the
right,
conversation on how to deal? Because
exactly.
there has to become a certain time and point to where we know what people have done to us.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But the thing is, it's like there comes a time when now you have to accept what somebody's done to you and just be like, look, okay, this is how it hurt me. This is how I felt after it, but I don't have to accept how I feel with that. I don't have to hold on to how these things have made me felt, because what
Yeah,
you're doing is, as soon as you hold on to it, what you're doing is you're giving that time and energy and power to people and
yeah,
your peace to
yeah.
people.
But
And
I
that
mean,
peace ain't
to a
coming back
certain
to you.
extent, it's I feel you. I feel you, and I'm learning to deal with it. To a certain extent, it's like this. It's somebody perceived that you did something to them. Again, let's go back to the book situation. So maybe the book wasn't harsh enough. Let's say it like this. When I say traumatized, I mean somebody perceived you didn't call somebody back. They see you on the street, they walk up to you and they slap you in your face. And basically, kind of sort of, it sounds like what you're telling me is to say it don't sting. But like, what do I do about the stinging? Like, what do I
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay.
What I'm saying is you have to deal with the sting. I'm saying
Okay.
how do you deal with the sting?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I gave you the scenario with my wife. I dealt with the fact that she brought back a negative emotion to me, and I chose not to add nothing to it. That's the
Mhm.
deal. You have
Yeah.
to, if somebody comes right off the street and slaps me in the face, then I have to choose how I deal with that sting. Am I going to address them or am I going to walk away? Am I
Yeah.
going to give more than the sting and fight back and defend myself? Or am I
Yeah.
going to walk away because it was just a slap in the face?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. How do you
Yeah.
choose to deal with it?
Got you. Got you. Yeah. Yeah, I
because
got you.
because that's the thing, man. Situations happen all the time, and the
Mhm.
thing is, we love to have conversations about what people do, but we have less conversations of what can we do to deal with it and get over that. Because
Mhm.
part of being comfortable with how people are and how they react, it ain't got nothing to do with the person. That's
Yeah.
what you do after the fact.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
It's
and I think I
always what
get
you do
you're
after the
right.
fact.
I think I get stuck in just trying to analyze like, "Bro, I didn't do nothing to you. Why did you come and slap me?"
There you
I
go.
like if you think that I intentionally did something to you, and it does drive me crazy because I'm still. But
Hmm.
like you said, man, people gonna be people. Like people are gonna
Yeah.
do them, and I, bro, like I said, I have a hard time with doing evil to people, but people don't have a hard time perceiving me not answering the phone, as evil. And so they
Hmm.
feel like, well, you did something to me. So now I'm about to, we live in a one up world. So now they got to one up you. And it's like, man, I wasn't trying to do anything to you. I'm telling you what I
Hmm.
have to give. I'm trying to,
Yeah.
that I get
Yeah.
caught in. You're right. I do get caught in that instead of just dealing with, hey man, you know what? And you're not, I think we've had this conversation before. And you told me that, you know, uh,
Hmm.
I just, everybody's not me, and I get caught in like, I mean, I would never do that to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I would
Hmm.
never leave my peace to come interrupt yours just so you could feel it. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? I think people do that. Like they
Yeah.
it's not like they didn't mine might have been a mistake or oversight. Yours was intentional. It's the
Exactly.
yeah,
And you have
yours
to
was
leave people in their intentions.
yeah,
Leave
and I
people in their
felt it though,
intentions.
but I felt your intention.
Yes,
Like it's
even though
yeah,
you felt the intention,
yeah,
you have to process that. You have to process that feeling very quick. No, what you're doing is you're not processing your feelings. You're trying to process their feelings behind the
yeah,
action that they did.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
something you can't process. The
No, you
only
can't.
thing you can process, like I said, you can process how you deal with the sting.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
I
you deal with.
yeah, I have to learn how to do that, but it's
Mhm.
very human to get slapped and try to figure out how to not get slapped again.
But it's very,
So there is
but you also
trauma
know
that
what's, but you also know what's very human too.
what?
To really have that switch go off and
What?
not give a damn how they slapped you and then want to kick their ass back. Now this is still life coach Jeff being life coach Jeff, but I'm just keeping it real with you one good one. Because
Yeah,
think about it. If somebody comes and they slap me in the face, I'm not thinking about why you did that to me. That's
yeah,
after the fact. I'm
mhm.
thinking about, did this fool really just hit me? Hold on. Let me and now I'm clamoring. Now I'm trying to get to that person
Yeah,
because there comes a level of disrespect. Now you disrespected me. Now I feel like I got to lay some hands on you because you
right,
touched me and you didn't have to do that. You disrespected me. You feel
right,
me? So when
yeah,
you analyze it, bro, a lot of times, dude, we don't have the time. We
yeah.
see you're making the time to analyze another person's mess. I
Well,
don't have the time to
I
do
think
that.
again,
I ain't,
my analytical process comes from,
yeah,
and this is me talking it through with you. My
yeah,
analytical process comes from when something hurts.
yeah.
You try to figure out how to not make it hurt again. And but we can't ignore the trauma. It's
Mm,
like a kid that their parents just like to beat on them.
mhm,
I'm sure that child, and if you talk to abused children, they'll tell you like, I was trying to figure out how to go home and not get hit. But
mhm,
I guess it's usually not healthy how they end up dealing with it because they find out they're gonna get hit anyway. So they find
mhm.
some way to just go away. And it's usually you end up just a traumatized person. You know what I mean? Until you remove from
Yeah,
that situation. Sometimes
yeah,
situations just ain't good, man. And I'm just
yeah.
trying to now a lot of these situations I get into these relationships. I don't understand. I do understand. Like I said, I don't know how to leverage my love. I need to intentionally learn how to back away from people.
Mhm.
Uh
Yes.
But like the other day, I went out with I had a meeting with Mary,
Mm-hmm.
and we get to talking to this guy. He seemed a
Mm-hmm.
little off, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But like, man, and I'm telling myself on the inside, like, maybe I should try to pull myself away from this conversation. I thought I did pull myself away from the conversation. In the end, now this is all my fault. I'm telling you, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking this through with you because you life coach, you know what I mean? So you
Okay.
have brought me to this point. I know
Mm-hmm.
what I need to do. But what happened
Okay.
is he was like, "Hey, big dog, take my number, man." So, dude, I took his number. And
What'd you
it's
do with
like,
the number?
well, I gave him my number. So it's not
Okay.
even like that. Like I lost his number. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But but I gave him mine. And it's, to a certain extent,
Mm-hmm.
I actually sat in the car and I was like, how do I get around this situation? I guess I could have just been like, no, man, I'm good.
You could have said, listen, this is what you do. I
Yeah,
give out my number all the time to people. And I say, hey, man, you know what? If I'm not available, just leave a message. But I do the
mm,
best I can to get back with you.
yeah.
That's all you have to say.
I'd
Even
be
if you don't
lying.
feel like, even if you don't feel like taking the call, the whole
Yeah,
point I'm trying to make with that is that a lot of times we have to create devices to help lighten the blow for us. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Because that person don't know you from Adam, dog. They
yeah,
don't know you from Adam.
yeah.
So if you tell them something that will help you out, they don't
Mm,
have to sit up here and think that you're busy. The people I meet all the time, they don't know how busy I am. They don't know
yeah,
until they actually figure it
yeah,
out. And then we really get to moving and everything
yeah.
like that. And people, I know what I said earlier, but I am busy at times too. So I have to say that I know exactly what I said earlier, but this is speaking to when I am busy
But
and
bro,
moving and
your
shaking.
devices, you are busy. You're busy being by yourself. If you weren't by yourself, you
Mhm.
couldn't be life coach Jeff
Oh
because you
yeah,
wouldn't have the capacity. You know what I'm
definitely,
saying? You have to have some
definitely.
time to yourself. You have to have time to read. You have to have time to know yourself so that you can be all of yourself to give yourself to sessions like this. And
Uh-huh.
I found myself getting these situations. I shouldn't have gave my number to a boy. I should have
Did
just
he
been
call
like,
you yet?
no, he didn't, but I'm sure it's coming.
But you know what?
Just
You have a choice if you want to pick up that phone call or not, too.
you right, but it's just the phone ringing one more time, man. It's like that, and that drives me crazy. But I'm just wondering why he didn't give
Mhm.
his number to her and why he gave it to me. And that's why, you know what I mean? Like, why? I know why, but like I said,
Mhm.
because I'm the one who, I engaged him. You know what I
There
mean?
you
And it's
go.
like, how
Yep,
do
you
I
bought him in.
just got to get over engaging at times, man. I have to get over.
Mhm.
I do love people. I really do, man. And
Mhm.
and so like I have to learn how to leverage that.
Because I love people too, bro. I
You
love
do.
people. I love people to the fullest extent with every
Yeah.
being in my heart, man. I love the heck out of people.
Mm,
And that is why I do this, because I love people.
mm,
But at times you have to know I got a lot of love to give. You know what I mean? I show
mm.
love in different ways.
Yeah.
I might show love, especially now with social media, man. You can show people love with just support and all this other stuff like that. Now you ain't got to be in everybody's face. Now
Yeah.
everybody ain't looking for like, man, you don't ever call me on the phone. Now I ain't looking for the call because you can reach out to people in different ways. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I've
Yeah.
learned that just to show the love and the support in different ways, especially as I move around in entertainment. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
don't you can do it in multiple ways. You don't have to do it just one. And
Yeah. Yeah.
but what it's taught me is just how to spread out that love to
Mhm.
people. Like for
Mhm.
instance, shoot, me and Monix, we chop it up about beats, man. He'll call me when he got something cooking, or I'll
Yeah.
call him to check up on him, see, hey man, what you on, what you
Yeah.
working on, and he'll
Yeah.
he'll blast it in the background. Hey man, I'm working on this. Then we
Yeah.
talk to it. Shoot, I
Yeah.
was over the man's house and I helped him rap a little bit. I helped him
Yeah.
put some more feeling behind his rap and everything. Just put
Yeah.
more power behind it, more authority. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You
It's
life
certain
coached him in
stuff.
the rap game?
There you go. Life coaching with some of the rap. You know what I mean? So for the artists out there that might be
Yeah.
listening, watching, and sharing the video, just to
I
let
do
y'all
rap.
know, if yeah, we can help produce in a way. I'm
Right.
not the one doing all the controls,
Right.
but I can manage something pretty well easily. You can ask me
Right.
to check out some sound or something. I got you.
Right.
And then when you get to spitting, I'm gonna tell you, nah, big dog, run that back.
Right.
That's not good enough. You got more
Right.
deeper inside you. If you need that push, call 219-448-8266. Where you can reach Life Coach
So how
Jeff.
you gonna
All right,
plug
y'all.
yourself during my session, man? You owe
Nah,
me 5 minutes.
you know, see, well, it is in the background. You know, it is in the
Yeah.
background. You know,
Bro, you are great at what you do, man, and I appreciate you. You have brought me to a point, and
Mhm.
I see this is, and you brought it out of me. I stated it, but you brought it out of me that this is I got to go internal. This is an internal battle on,
Yes.
for lack of better words, how not to care. Like just to
Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
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 I need to, yeah.
Just call it what it is, man.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like I said, when you said you said this, dog, in the notes. You said this early on when we had the conversation that the battle was internal. And as soon as you said that, I was like, yep, it's already done with. So see, I knew in my mind where we were going with this and where you were going to end up being at. But see, you had to talk it out. You had to see it. You had to see that you are actually, you know that you are in more control. You know that you are more control, but you have to know where that control comes from. You know what I mean? You just have to know it. It's more than just doing an action. You know what I mean? Because people can tell you just ignore all day, but how do people come to ignore? They come to ignore because they cool within. They have all that peace starts from inside of you first. And then you learn how to control it. You know how to manage it. You learn how to do that with time and people, money, other stuff. You know what I mean? You start to learn how all these different things can be allotted to how you can maintain your peace. And then you do an even deeper dive to see how each and everything affects you, even with people. You know? So that's the journey you're on, man. You just on the journey to just figure out the inner. So the best thing that I feel in the ropes that I wrote down, let me just do this for people because I do this after every session. I stopped taking notes at a certain time, people, because the conversation was kind of flowing. And I had to listen a little bit for my listeners out there. So I didn't take as many notes as I normally would, but I did a little bit more listening so I can kind of hone in on those points he was talking about. So he said he wanted perspective on situations. You know, he wanted at first he said, this is off camera. He said he wanted peace and people to leave him alone so that they can understand him. Now, like I said, people, that was off camera. You know what I mean? But it still has the same gist. That's part of kind of internally getting to that point of not caring. So I have to I wanted to read that because people have to realize that just because we on the one end having this session, that doesn't mean that people aren't human. So I have to say that too. We have to allow people to be human and have those moments. Yes, if Ron Reed don't want to deal with you, he don't want to deal with you. So
and it's not, you know, that sounds so negative. It's not even not.
It sounds negative, but it's not negative though.
Yeah,
it's not negative.
Yeah.
That's remember
because
you said
I don't have anything to give if I'm not within myself. I need you to leave me alone so I have something to give.
There it is. So that's the thing. That's why I said if Ron don't want to deal with you at the moment, he don't have to deal with you. That's what I mean by that. It's okay to be selfish out here. Hell, man, I'm selfish a lot, man. I'm selfish a lot with my time. I'm selfish a lot to the point to where I tell people it's a lot of projects that people want me to be on. I don't even do stuff, big dog, because it's not in alignment with what I'm doing. I rapped with one of my guys last night, went over his house. He got an idea for a show that I can do. We're going to be launching R3 Reloaded, people, because it's in alignment with what I'm doing. And that's going to be a more candid side of Life Coach Jeff, where I'll be asked questions and you get to hear
Reloaded?
my R3 Reloaded. Yeah.
That's dope. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be it's more candid. We can ask questions about Life Coach Jeff and how I feel about situations. I'll give you my honest answer. But let me see. He said he feels like he's in demand. He's pulled by people who need him because he doesn't hate. He spreads love, you know. He feels that his heart and mind are being pulled on different directions. He needs time to himself. He tries to put the phone on do not disturb, but people break through that. Everybody know how to break through the disturb, man. You call that twice, and oh man, sometimes it's just the best to block people.
Do not disturb before.
Yeah, I know you have. You know, I feel you. And it's understandable. Some people do it, some people don't. You know, I get it. People need to know that he isn't available at times. You know what I mean? He doesn't know how to give all of his energy. He knows how to give all of his energy and not just a portion of it. You know what I mean? To the closest people around him and just different situations and stuff. That was an unfinished sentence. Okay, you're trying to appease people and you're trying to get people off your back. That's why you go above and beyond, hoping that they'll actually look at the fact that you're going above and beyond. So we came to the conclusion that people do not look at the fact that you go above and beyond. They only look at what you're doing for them in that moment and in that time. But the big gist of what we got out of today is just the only way that you're going to control the thoughts and have the peace is if you do a deep dive within you. That's right. And you ask yourself the questions, what can I handle? What can I not handle? And then once you do the deep dive, you follow through with your decision making. Be stern on it. Don't waver. It doesn't matter if people get mad and upset. Because that's gonna be your biggest challenge, dog.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I'm trying to And you know what? I'm gonna put him out there. I'm gonna put him out there because he bogus, man. And I know this Life Coach Jeff show.
Oh man, don't do that here,
just
dog.
text me. The one of the calls I missed was him, and he just
Okay.
texted me, and it just as you trying to have a serious moment, it pop up on my screen. Yo, dog, you got them blue shoes for real?
Oh man. See, all right, people.
I'm glad we're not live and we're doing a recording.
Well,
I have a feeling you ain't gonna cut this part out.
No, I'm not gonna cut it out because it was in the middle of something great here, you know, and we stopped for a brief funny part that was actually supposed to be the serious part. Then we dive out of the show here. You know, I play the outro at the intro, you know, and we was gonna say peace out and say goodbye, but you know, yeah, this has to stay in now, sir. I'm sorry, it has to stay in now. Big ups to Smooch Wallace, man. Big ups to Smooch Wallace. You know, he put him out there, so I'm gonna put him back in. You know, he put him out, so I'm gonna put him in.
The Midwest.
the Toxic King of the Midwest. That's one of our people we do some stuff with, man. He does comedy as well. You can catch our boy over there at Ambitious Entertainment. He's also a manager in Richton Park. Holla at Smooch if you got some comedy, or even if you want to do some sketch comedy with our boy. You know what I mean? Smooch is very intentional on where he's trying to go, and he's looking for people. So definitely shout out to Smooch Wallace. He's a hard individual to get with.
I'm semi-managing him.
Yeah, he's semi-manager. You know, we trying to give our boy some plugs here. So definitely show our boy some love. So definitely. He sent me a message too. Yeah, he sent me a message too. Now I'm not gonna read what he sent me. You know, I'm not gonna do that. But we can look at it, analyze it though. We can do that off air.
Bro, you need to clip this, man. This need to be a reel, and we need to put it on his page.
Oh yeah, it will be. This should be. This will be. I think I'm gonna make it so we can put some comedy on his page. Yeah, on this one. But yes, people. But like I was saying, you know, the big thing is just internally, people, and I hope everybody learns from this and realizes that at the end of the day, once again, the reason why I do coaching is because I believe wholeheartedly in my mind, heart, body, and soul that the answers are within you. The only thing is, people, that you just need help with somebody trying to guide you to the answer that is in you. And I really take what I do seriously. And I thank all of you that listen. I thank you, Ron, for coming on. You know what I mean? Because you didn't have to do this, but
I tried to do it for a minute, but you know how both our schedules are. So
yeah, man. We've been colliding a lot with just differences and everything. And then we finally got the time in. But yes, y'all. So I thank y'all for tuning in. And always remember, look within first. And remember, redirect, regroup, refocus. I love y'all. And as always, peace out.